Bandag was founded in 1957 and today operates in more than 100 countries around the world. Bandag started its South African operations more than 40 years ago and is the market leader in tire retreading. Quality has always played an integral part of the Bandag way, and to this end, Bandag Southern Africa has achieved ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 26000, AIDS Management 16001, and OSAS 18001 certification. We take safety every bit as seriously, and we ask you to watch this safety induction video very carefully for your safety and the safety of those around you. Please be aware that you enter these premises at your own risk. Bandag SA will not be held liable for any accidents, damage or loss of personal equipment. No weapons, drugs, dagga, explosives, cameras or alcohol is allowed on site. Firearms must be handed in for safekeeping in a safe for which will be provided a key. We reserve the right to breathalyze anyone that we suspect of being under the influence, and if the test is positive, access will be denied. All equipment such as laptops or tools, etc. must be declared. Visitors must fill in a visitor's entry permit. Contractors must fill in the contractor's register. No Bandag equipment or product may be removed without a written authorization from the relevant responsible person. All people and vehicles are subject to a search upon entry and exit. This is a condition of entry. The driver must be in possession of a valid driver's license. Please be courteous to our security staff. They are only carrying out their duties. Do not use a cell phone when driving and adhere to the speed limit and other traffic safety signs on site. Be vigilant and drive with care as there are many people walking on site. Please reverse park in demarcated parking bays to facilitate evacuation in an emergency. Loads must be made secure with tie-downs. All staff employed by the contractor must be covered by workmen's compensation as required by law. All work carried out on this site must be in accordance with legislation and local bylaws or company safety regulations. It is the contractor or service provider's responsibility to know or find out what these are. Smoking is only permitted in demarcated areas, and this is strictly enforced as there are a number of highly flammable areas on site. Eating and drinking is only permitted in the canteen. No food or drink is allowed in process areas. Stay at your place of work. Do not wander around. No musical equipment with headphones is permitted, and you may only use a cell phone when stationary in a safe area. No one may enter a process plant area unless accompanied by Bandag personnel. No one may operate any equipment in the plant unless authorized to do so by the plant supervisor. The minimum PPE on site is safety shoes and hearing protection in certain areas. Please take note of and adhere to any safety signage and requirements in the different areas of the site. Please also make a note of the safety notice boards that carry emergency numbers and the department safety rep and first aider. Be aware of the highly flammable areas on site and make sure that you follow the safety instructions and procedures. Please be aware of all moving equipment such as forklifts and overhead cranes. Look left and right before crossing, and be aware of your surroundings at all times. No one may operate forklifts and lifting equipment without authorization and a valid operator's license. You may not use a cell phone while operating equipment. Forklift operators must keep to a safe operating speed and obey all traffic safety signs. Please use the waste separation bins correctly and follow safe disposal requirements. No chemicals or oil may be poured into a drain, but must be stored in the demarcated bunded area. All contractors and service providers are responsible for the removal of their waste. Spill kits are available to contain any spills that might occur and which must be immediately reported to the area supervisor. Please help us help the environment by switching off any equipment that is not in use and turning lights off when leaving the room. Use water sparingly and make sure that taps are not running. Before starting any job, conduct a risk assessment that looks at any possible risks involved and what safety measures need to be in place. The risk assessment then must be approved by the area supervisor, who will issue a work permit if required. Work permits are required for lockouts, hot work, working at heights, working in confined spaces, and working on energized equipment. No unauthorized entry is allowed into substations, and unauthorized persons may not work in DB boards or on charged or energized equipment. All portable electrical equipment brought on site must be in good condition and comply with OSHA's requirements. Electrical extension cords may be no longer than 30 meters and must be free of joints. Electrical lockouts may only be performed by a qualified electrician. Follow the instructions provided on the lockout board or find the instructions on the company intranet. Before starting hot work, a hot work permit must be obtained from the maintenance supervisor. You may not do any hot work in a flammable area. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher and fire guard close by. Before welding or grinding, ensure that there is a containment of sparks and no flammable material around. Gas cylinders must be secured to a trolley or stand in an upright position. Make sure that the gas hoses are in good condition, are clamped together, and equipped with flame arresters and pressure gauges. Do not carry gas cylinders up scaffolding or stairs. Leave the cylinders on the ground and use extended hoses to reach the work area. Electric welding machines must be in good condition. Cables must be earthed to the place of welding and may not be joined or damaged. All welding equipment must be switched off when not in use. At Bandag, working at heights means anything over 1.8 meters. A full body harness with a double lanyard must be worn, with one lanyard secure at all times. Ladders used must be in good condition. Scaffolding may only be erected and dismantled under the supervision of a safety rep or area supervisor. Scaffolding may not be erected where it obstructs emergency exits, firefighting equipment, fixed ladders, or stairs. When working in a boiler, confined space procedures must be followed and the correct PPE must be worn. When working with chemicals, the material safety data sheet must be in place and the correct PPE must be worn. Chemicals must be stored according to the MSDS, and if there is any spillage, the supervisor must be notified immediately. You may only stack in designated areas in accordance with ASIB requirements. Follow these regulations and do not exceed the stack height or allow the stack height to be more than 3 times the width. Do not stack in front of firefighting equipment or sprinkler valves. Housekeeping means a place for everything and everything in its place. Make sure that emergency exits, walkways, passages and DB boards are kept clear. Keep your work area clean, tidy and safe at all times. If there is any accident, incident, near miss or damage to equipment or buildings, shut down equipment and immediately inform your area supervisor or company management. Minor injuries will be treated at the clinic on site. It is the supervisor or contractor's responsibility to ensure that their injury on duty process is in place. Before starting work, employees, contractors and service providers must find out where the nearest assembly point is and make sure they understand the evacuation plans which are posted in all departments. If you see an emergency, immediately report it to your area supervisor, safety rep, first aider or nurse. In the event of an emergency or fire, fire horns will be sounded. If you hear the fire horn, immediately turn off equipment, stop work and walk. Do not run to the nearest assembly point where a roll call will be conducted. You may only return to your workplace when the all clear has been given. Thank you for watching this safety video. Please make sure that you follow our safety rules and if in doubt, ask. Work safely.